And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to Player Life, episode 112. It is, what day is today? Today is Thursday, the 6th of May here in Tokyo, Japan. Um, yeah. What is good? What is up? Had a good day here in Tokyo. Nice sunny day. Met up with a friend. It's still Golden Week here in Japan, as they call it, a string of national holidays. So good times indeed. You know, good to catch up with old friends. You know, talk about talk. We're you know, I was just talking to my friend today, and it just reminded me of how lucky we actually are to be in Japan, because I'm from Ireland and he's originally from Australia, and we were just talking about how much better it actually is to be in Japan, um, just uh, compared to what it's like, all across Western countries, just in terms of society. Um, you know, uh, it kind of we talked about how when we came to Japan, he was telling me that uh, he'd be in contact with his friends back home in Australia, and they'd be asking him how he's getting on, and he'd be telling them how good it is, and over time, friends back home start to get a little bit butthurt, a little bit jealous, because it's not as good, and I could relate to the same thing, you know. Uh, Friends back home would get like butthurt and jealous over time, just by how good you have it. To be honest, just in terms of lifestyle, in terms of beautiful women around, and he was telling me how they'd ask him how are the women over in Japan. Let's just say he had receipts, and it's just funny how I can relate to the same thing, because friends that I would have people that I would have hung around with in Ireland, kind of they do kind of get butthurt, kind of jealous, I don't know, it's just not good. But yeah, I'm very happy to be here in Japan. Gabriel E in house, what is up? What is good? Um, yeah, especially you know it's really weird to think that when before all this beer bug shit started, if you were to ask me which country would be have the strictest lockdowns, like either Ireland or Japan, I would have said, like, I would have bet money that Japan would have had way stricter lockdowns, and that would have sucked way more, because they're so compliant in Japan, and they're so they just obey. I don't know. It's just a very compliant, very subservient people to the law and whatnot. But yeah, it's completely the opposite. It's really bizarre. It's very bizarre. Like, full, apparently it's a state of emergency here in Japan, and I mean, there's no emergency as far as I'm concerned. I'm out and about, getting doing my usual shit. Like, you know, there's no difference. There's no difference. Like, the streets are still busy, the shops are all open. There's no difference. I don't know what's up. But back in Ireland, it's insane to think that the bars and stuff are still closed. I can't even comprehend that. I can't actually believe it. It's so bizarre. Um, Know your worth in house says, "Yo, Mac, what up? Getting gains in the gym as well as crypto. Life is good, indeed, indeed. Gains in the gym, gains in crypto. It's all a good time. Crypto markets are popping off. Good to see that. Good to see that indeed. Man, you know, it's funny when I'm talking to friends and telling them about crypto gains, and like they're thinking about jumping in the market now, and it's like, you know, you still could jump into Ethereum, but yeah, it's not too late, but just the gains won't be as big. But you know, my bags are packed. I'm pretty much. I went for broke. Um, but you know, unless. But you know, just unfortunately, I lost all my crypto in a boating accident in Tokyo Bay yacht party. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. I might get it back. I might have to jump back in the market. Um, yeah, but you know, Tokyo, Japan. It's just for some reason, my theory is that you know the Japanese are pretty money hungry, and you know, so that they don't want to shut down the economy. Plus, they're pretty much enemies with China, so you know they didn't want to let China win by cucking them like they cucked the West, and that's why they didn't shut down as hard as Western societies did. But yeah, it's just I'm glad they didn't. Very glad not to be in Western countries. I'm sorry for people that are, but you gotta deal with the cards you're dealt. Um, that's for sure. Um, Time traveler in the house. What is up? What is good? Hope you are well. Hope you are well indeed. Yes. So today I don't know. I was thinking I want to talk about the bro code. Bro code. Rishi Padaruth in the house. What is up? What is good? Um, you know, uh, I think you know we know the phrase bros before garden tools, bros before hoes. Um, but a lot of time, you know, guys actually put women before their bros. Um, you know, they'd be like, oh yeah, they'll put on all this like gangster face and be like, bros before hoes, man. And then it's actually like they'll go and stab you in the back just to get a bit of ass, you know. Um, and it's just unfortunate thing. It's an unfortunate thing that happens. There's etiquette, when it comes to dealing with women. There's etiquette. A phrase that comes to mind is, she's not yours, it's just your turn. And I'm a big fan of that phrase. I like it a lot because it's like, when you get attached, when you go around and start thinking, especially me living this lifestyle, you think I'm keeping tabs on all these bitches? No, I'm not. Like I'm not at all. Like I literally don't care. I'm not. That's not the type of game I run. I'm not running this kind of game where I think I own these women. Not at all. Like I don't. I don't. I'm just. I just have a good time with the women I meet, and they can do whatever they want after, and that's just the way it is. As it stands, anyway, because I'm not in relationships with any of these women. As far as I'm concerned, anyway. So, if they're going off and hooking up with other guys, which, I'm sure some of them are, it is what it is. I mean, honestly, I hook up with far too many women to be, keeping tabs on these bitches. Like keeping tabs, like, where are you going? Like, yo, where were you last night? Or what did you do today? I don't have time for that. And I just don't care enough to do that. And if you're doing that, it's honestly a waste of time. Obviously it's a different story if you're investing in one girl and you're like, I don't even know if it's worth investing in a girl, but if you are doing that, it might be a different story. But if you're actually out there trying to play the field and you're getting butthurt, if you're like keeping tabs on bitches, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of weak energy. It's kind of weak. It shows weakness. It shows like scarcity mindset. Like it shows like that you care too much. It shows that you're like, oh, she's mine. She's just mine. Like, and it's like, that's how you get wrecked. That's how you get wrecked. Like that's how you come out looking like an idiot because, you might think she's yours. You might think, oh, she's my little princess. Oh, she's my little sweetie pie. oh, I love her. She's my unicorn. She's the best. And then, she's in the meantime, she's on Bumble, she's on Tinder, she's on all these applications, sucking a bunch of dick. like, and there you are, like, paying for, going on little Disney dates with her, and like picnics to the park, and that's all, that's all well and good, if you want to do that. But, it's more about the mindset. It's more about the mindset of it. It's all about the mindset of thinking, like, yeah, I mean, just don't hold on to them. Don't become like so attached where it's like, oh, she's my little cutie pie. She's my sweetie. It's like, oh, you're setting yourself up for a big fall then. And you're just like, you're giving yourself mental anguish as well. Like that's if you want to live this like player lifestyle. Like that's if you actually want to like bang a lot of hoes, bang a lot of women, like hook up with a lot of women. If you're not after that, if you're after one woman, then like I said, might be a different story. You're obviously investing more time, probably going to become emotionally attached, get all emo with your girlfriend. And I don't recommend that. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea to become emotionally attached to anyone. you know uh it's rare that you have like lifelong relationships with people. I don't know if I think, for me, flow through life, dating with, meeting different people, meeting interesting people, coming and going. But another reason guys get butthurt, get upset, is because it's not, we know the phrase, she's not yours, it's just your turn. But guys get upset when they don't get their turn. That's the thing. And that's when they start getting all uh just angry and bitter and resentful, and like, clearly butthurt just about that they're not getting their whole. If you're coming out and you're like, oh, all these bitches, like, fuck them all, they're all shit, they're all, it's like you're clearly not getting your whole. Like you're not satisfied with your sex life if you're like constantly like bitching about women. And I don't want to get it mixed up on this channel. Like I like I love hanging out with, I love, like, obviously I like women. Like I like women a lot. So if anyone ever accuses me of being a misogynist, I mean, if I was a misogynist, why would I want to hang out with, why would I want to have anything to do with women? No, I mean, we need women. I mean, we need femininity. It's just, we need it in this world. And the reason I'm upset with Western society is because femininity is under attack. I mean, Western women are becoming more masculinized and, basically resentful towards men. And men are becoming bitch made, and just, you know, it's just a total mess, really. As Know Your Worth says, the yin and yang of has been, yeah, just smashed up and wrecked. But yeah, another thing I wanted to say is, when you're dealing with, if you're in a small town, or if you're wherever it may be, social circle, or you're using you know, dating apps, and, obviously you're going to talk about girls that you go on dates with your friends. You're gonna, it's all guys do that. Like, every girls do it too. Of course, girls, once they get in their whatever, they meet up, they thought, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I went on a date with this girl or guy or whatever. That's what happens, right? So the thing is, we're talking about bro code tonight. So if you ever, there's one thing that can happen in social circles, friends, if you're in a small city, wherever, even big cities, if you if you match with a girl, even it might not even be from a dating app, it might be from real life, wherever, and you know that she has hooked up with your friend or someone you know. The bro code of that rule is that you do not, under any circumstances, mention that to that chick. You don't bring that up at all. Because if you do bring that up, the fact that, she went on a date with your friend, or, they might not even have smashed, but even if she did smash, if she didn't smash, did smash, anything, you don't bring that up, because that is just gonna result in you not getting pussy and your friend not getting pussy, and you're basically becoming a cock blocker if you do that. So that is the bro code. You don't mention to the chicks that other your guy friends, even if you know that that she has hooked up with your friend, or that she went on a date with your friend, and you just don't bring that up. It's just bro code, because if you do bring it up, you are cock blocking. You're being a cock blocker. No one likes a cock blocker. Cock blockers are the worst fuckers ever. No one likes a cock blocker. Don't be a cock blocker. Don't stop your friends from getting pussy. Don't bring up chicks. Don't bring up friends' names if you know that she has gone on a date with him. It's just common sense. But it is what it is. Another thing is bro code. You know, when you're dealing, when you're dealing with, uh, when you're dealing with these chicks, and if you know that, what was I gonna say? If you're dealing with a chick and you know that she has hooked up with your friend, and you go on a date with her, and she doesn't, you get rejected by her. Yeah, don't get butthurt and start calling her, start bringing up names. Just keep it keep it just whatever, brush it off, water off a duck's back, because like I said, you bring it up, your friend's not going to get pussy, and you're just being a cock blocker. Same thing. Rishi in the house said, sadly, so many guys cannot adopt the bro code. They think they possess the bitch. Indeed. And we don't. I mean, she's not yours, just your turn. You might as well just roll with it. Rishi says, and these guys get so jealous too, like bitches. Indeed. It's a thing where, she's not yours, it's just your turn. But guys get very upset when they don't get their turn. And that's when guys will start to drop names and start to say this, that, and the other. And that's going to result in you're not going to get sex, and your mate and your friend is probably going to get cut off too. So you're just, being a cock blocker is just not a good thing. I had to, when I lived up north, this was the north in Japan, this had been an issue a few times. And, I think even in big cities, it can be an issue. Nice try, Governor says, bros are for life, women are temporary. Very true. You shouldn't be falling out with friends over chicks. But another thing is, if you hook up with a chick on a dating app, and and she continues to use that dating app, she's still on it, and your friend matches with her too. Don't cock block your friend. You don't, she's not yours, it's just your turn. If it's not your friend, it's going to be someone else. this has come up in Japan even. Like I remember I was up in when I was living up north in Japan. This guy had the balls to tell me. He was like, "Oh, who?" He showed me some chicks on his dating app. I'd say he I'd say he was kind of a friend actually. He was kind of a friend. And like I said, when guys meet up with friends, we talk about girls we're dating. We talk about girls do the same thing. They're like, oh, do you know this guy? They talk. But anyway, he said, do you know this chick? And we'd often talk. Do you know her, or have you met her? Have you matched with her? And this guy would had the cheek to think that because he hooked up with them, that I somehow wasn't going to be able to do that now because he did. This guy was a friend, by the way. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna be cock blocked by my friend. Like, I'm not like, you know what I mean? If she's still on the dating app, if it's not me, it's gonna be someone. It's gonna be someone else. Like, so get the fuck out of here. I'm not like being friends with you to get cock blocked. Like, get out of my face. Like, not a hope, not a chance. Like, I wouldn't do the same thing to him either. Not a hope. I wouldn't try and cock block a friend. So he was like, "Oh, but I hooked up with her," and I was like, "So I don't give a shit." Like she's just still on the dating app. I mean, it's like if girls are remaining on the dating apps, they're good. Like they're good to go. I mean, there's no like you know, just I think the moral of today's show is no cock blocking. Just stop cock blocking under any like no matter what. Like um it's a different story if they're dating, like, oh, they're dating, and you see your friend's girlfriend on a dating app, like, and then that's a different situation. That's a little bit different, where they're dating, and then you see, you should obviously tell your friend, like, oh, I saw your girlfriend on a dating app. You might want to consider that relationship. But I'm talking about girls that are just, there to hook up. I'm not talking about relationship stuff. So this guy would, not once he was like, here, let's make a rule where, like, if we hook up with a girl, then she's kind of, we can't hook up with them, we can't share them. And I was like, oh, okay, good story, bro. Right, okay. No, but like seriously, being real, like I mean, I just let him know, like then and there, that like no, bro, like like I'm not gonna be cock blocked by you. What's the point in being like what's the point in being friends if I'm gonna get less pussy by being your friend? No thanks. Um, but no, I mean, I just have to tell. Sometimes you just have to tell your guys straight, like just stop. Don't cock block. I'm not gonna cock block you. You know, obviously, again, I'm not talking about you know, if you see one of your friends' girlfriends, they're in a relationship on a dating app, then yeah, you probably shouldn't hook up with her. Then probably shouldn't hook up with her, and you should tell your friend that you saw her on a dating app, and tell them to reconsider that relationship. But again, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about girls that they're just hooking up, friends with benefits type thing, and that they're good to go. I mean, there shouldn't be anything where it's like, oh, she's mine. Oh, she's such a cutie pie. She's mine. No, she's not yours. She's not actually. She's not yours. Sorry, bro. Sorry to break it to you. She's not. And you're being a bit of a beta bitch if you're like that. If you're like, oh, she's mine. Oh, she's my little sweetie pie, and meanwhile she's off sucking a bunch of dicks downtown. So just let it go. Just let that shit go. Neuwirth says this has happened to me, not on dating apps, but in social game. Yeah, I mean it is a thing that happens. Nice Try Governor says, LOL, he think he owns her because they hooked up once. That was what the vibe was. That was I don't think he owned her. He thought that that he didn't want his friends to hook up with her because he hooked up with her, and even though she was still on a dating app and clearly still you know um, out there looking to smash, and in that case, they're good to go. They're not off limits. They're not off limits in that case. Um, Spark 55 says he thought they were exclusive. Yes, he did. I don't think he thought that. I don't even think he thought they were exclusive. He thought that because he hooked up with her, he didn't want his friends hooking up with her because he wanted to maybe keep her around or whatever. But I told him, like, if it's not me, it's gonna be someone else. So like, why would I be cockblocked by you? Like, why would I? Um, I guess it takes some internalized red pill to really see it. Rishi says, bro, can you do an episode next time on sneaky snakes who are jealous on the inside and they pretend to be your friend? That would be a great show, especially from your insights. Indeed. Would be a good show. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hard to like, body language will give away resentment. Like body language, and it's hard to, maybe it's even hard to even describe what you see, but like, sometimes you tell a friend something that you did that is amazing, and you just know, like, even if they're saying like, oh, that sounds amazing or that's great, you can just tell from the tension in the air that they're not pleased about it one bit. And that's real unfortunate. If you have friends like that, you got to be really consider you know so sometimes it's palpable. You can palpably feel the resentment coming from your friends, and that's a real bad thing if that's the case. You shouldn't really have friends like that. But your friends should never be resenting you. There should be a little bit of healthy competition is good. You should always have friends. You should always have friends that are better than you. Like, I'm not saying like to dump your friends that like aren't as good as you, but you should have a social circle or try and find friends that are actually better than you in certain aspects, because you are what you surround yourself by. So if you surround yourself by people who are actually better than you or physically fit or, smarter than you will become like, more physically fit and smarter, or, you just become the people you surround yourself by. So you want to surround yourself by good people. So you want to create some healthy competition, but you don't want to create any kind of resentment. Healthy competition is good. Resentment is fucking terribly bad. You don't want it at all. And if anyone's trying to salt your game, I don't know. Getting your game salted by friends is like, are they really your friends? Another thing is, whenever you come across your friend's plate or friends with benefits or girlfriend, you're well, especially unless it depends on if it's a girlfriend or a plate or a friend with benefits. But you should always kind of, I would say, if it's if you meet your friend with benefits, your friends friend with benefits out and about, you should always be, first of all, you shouldn't, the girl might know that you're friends with that guy, you're friends with her, her friends with benefits, your friend. But even so, you should not mention that you know each other unless she like says it and says, oh, and it's obvious. But in that case, you should just you should not try and salt your friend's game, or you should not try and cock block your friend, because if you become like, if you get in an argument with her and you come across as being a dick, and then that can ultimately cock block your friend from, that can like basically smash one of his plates. Um, so what I do when I meet my friends, chicks, friend with benefits, or girlfriends, I'm just kind of respectful. I'm neutral. Like I'm not like, if I don't like them, I just don't talk to them. You know what I mean? I don't get into arguments with people, rarely, If I don't like a chick, if I don't like one of my friends' girlfriends or chicks, I just don't talk to them. I just ignore them. I don't continue the conversation with them. I don't, because by getting into an argument with one of your friends' chicks, one of your friends' girlfriends, you're you're salting your friend's game. You're pouring salt on his game. You're fucking up his rotation or whatever. So this is part of the bro code, guys. Like it's you gotta play it smooth. Like you just gotta not be resentful. You gotta not be jealous. You gotta just keep it keep it 100. You know. Um. Uh. Rishi says, "Bro, what if it's your own brother? In that situation, I mean blood brother. Um, in what do you mean? I mean, do you mean from dating apps? Uh, if it's my own brother, blood brother, I would be disgusted to touch a girl that my blood brother has touched. I would not want anything to do with that. It's just family. I mean, it would just make me kind of. It's just. I remember my brother told me, like, tried to like tell me about a time where he, when friends come to me and talk to me about sex, I'm all ears. Like, we'll talk away about it, even the filthy details, everything. I don't care, but if anything to do with sex with and family, I don't want anything. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I remember my brother tried to tell me about the time he hooked up with a chick, and he went into some details, and I was like, bro, stop, like, please, like, you're my brother. Like, when you're brother, like, blood brothers with someone, like, no, like, stop. I don't want to envision that. Like, sorry, just stop. We should be genetically repulsed by our anything to do with sex. Like, this is obvious. Like, I feel like I'm stating the obvious, but anything to do with family and sex should be repulsive. But yeah, definitely. If my brother hooked up with a girl and I knew that, I wouldn't want to smash her. Like I wouldn't like. It would just be such a turn off. I would not be able. I would just be entirely turned off. Like yeah, so it's like yeah, hands off. Like I don't. Yeah, you can have her completely. I don't. But yeah, I think that's what you mean. I'm not sure if that's answers your question or not. Um, you know, uh, but if it's a thing, if it's a thing where your brother is trying to cock block you and neither of you have smashed, then I don't know. I'm not sure what your question. If you can restate the question, Rishi, restate the question. Um, but yeah, bro code's important. But you obviously you got to not be jealous, not be resentful. If you're not getting as much pussy as your friend, then learn from your friend, learn how he does it, uh, you know, and improve yourself. Don't try and salt your friend's game. Don't try and like don't try and like get in the way of your friend smashing just because you didn't smash. Um, it's just it's poor. It's very I think the most basic bro code, like I'd say the most important bro code, like out of all, is I was actually talking about it today, is not to mention when you hook up with chicks on dating apps and you know that one of your boys has also matched with her and maybe both of you have not smashed, You don't mention that. You don't bring in your friend. You don't bring it up. You don't bring it up at all. And that's you know, that is you know, that will be, that's just I think that's the most important thing. Um uh Gabriel E says, I've seen some Japanese game shows where they do family engagements. I'm not sure what you mean by family engagements. Uh, I'm not sure, but Japanese sure do have some weird game shows. Know Your Worth says, smash the like it owes you money, man. Very good. Yeah, indeed. Smash the like button. Smash it up. Helps me out. Rishi says, and he doesn't want to leave the bitch. So, are you saying that your brother has hooked up with a girl and he doesn't want to leave her? I'm not sure what you mean. Um, but yeah, I mean, if yeah, it's I just avoid. I've like, you know, honestly, it's a, if I find out my brother has been, if I find out my brother had been socially involved with a girl or was trying to message her, it's just a turn off. I mean, anything to do with, I try and like don't shit where you eat. Um, you know, well, it's not really an issue for me either because um I'm out here in Japan and I'm very far away from family members right now. My family members are pretty spread out, but you know, it depends. It might be more of an issue when you're living in a small rural community, you know. But uh, Rishi says YouTube deleted my first part. Like the brother is blue pill ignoring red flags. Yeah, I mean, some people just can't be, you know, red pilled. Sometimes it's you're not going to be able to you know, red pill people. People have to actually find the red pill themselves. Sometimes they have to be burnt by the stove themselves in order to learn. You know, learn. People have to often learn the hard way. You know, um, uh, they have to have some like something bad has to happen to them in order for them to learn. You know, you know, it's all, you know, that's what karma is in a way. It's like, you know, someone gives you some good advice. Someone tells you like, oh, you know, you shouldn't climb that tree, or like, you know, I remember a friend. What was it? Yeah, he was drunk and he was like he wanted to climb a wall, and he was like, I was like, dude, I don't think you should climb it. Like, you know, just don't do it. You know, it's looks pretty dangerous, man. And you know, he said, no, I'm gonna fucking do it. You know, it's easy. And then, of course, he climbed up. He grabbed onto a like a ivy, like, and the ivy came off the wall, and he fell down, like whatever, I don't know. It's like 2 stories high, and he broke his wrist and his hip. And it's like, you know, he should have listened to me. Should have listened, and then he wouldn't have broken his wrist and his hip. He had to get pins in his hip. You know, so it's like karma. You know, it's like you can try and help people. You can try and show them to the red pill, but they often will spite you for it. They'll call you right wing. They'll call you, you know, crazy. They'll call you conspiracy theorist. Call you misogynist just for stating facts. You know, and it's just you know, people have to find it. That's why few people will be, so few people are red pilled. They prefer the comforting lies. Nice try, Governor says, do you have any red pilled family members? I do not. I had one. Ironically, my brother was the one that introduced me to Rollo Tomasi's work. So I think that's as far as he went. I think he actually went I think he just delved into a little bit of his website years ago, and he's the one that kind of woke. He sent me those. I think I told the story before where he I was dating a Korean girl, and he thought I was entering her frame, and so he sent me just a few Rollo Tomasi articles. Thought he would help me out, and it really did help me out, and it changed my perspective on the dynamics between men and women. Um, so, but the last time that was in 2014, and the last time I went home to Ireland in 2018. He was far from red pilled. I'll just say that. I don't know what happened, but I don't think he went down the. I don't think he took the full red pill. I don't think he fully swallowed it. He was very, very far from being red pilled. So I did, and my other family members are very, very, very far from being red pilled. Very opposite. Very blue. I have a very blue pilled family, and I'm not. I'm not. It's not going to change. It's not. It's not. Probably not going to change. I don't think they're going to. I'm definitely the black sheep of the family. That's for sure. That is for sure. Yeah. So I don't know. Red pilling people can be very counterproductive. I'm on here trying to red pill people, but it's more like people have to find this. A lot of the time YouTube doesn't like this content anyway, so they're not going to promote it. It's not going to be like, they're not going to promote this kind of material. It has to be searched for, to come across it. Nice try. Governor says, "Me too. We are in the minority as a community." Just look at society. I mean, just look at I said this before. The whole beer bug is a very, very good representation of how many people are actually red pill aware. It's a very small minority of people. Think about how many people know what's up. Like, how many people do you see? How many people are going around? I definitely think red pill aware people have increased. But not so much that it's going to like take over or become any significant percentage of the population. It's always going to be a small, small community, because if you didn't become if this beer bug didn't make you red pill aware, then I don't know what will. For me personally, some people go in, theorize a lot about the red pill. Rollo Tomasi likes to go deep about it. Likes to, he says he can't define the red pill. Like when people ask him what the red pill is, for me personally, I just think the red pill is just truth. Like, he probably wouldn't like that. I've never talked to him about it, but I've heard him say it a lot. He likes to talk a lot, theorize a lot about things. But fundamentally, at a basic level, the red pill is basically just the truth. Like, just the truth. Like, just trying to tell the truth as it is. It's not trying to, like, be manipulative in any way. It's just actually trying to tell the truth. And I way prefer cold hard truths. I really don't like I don't like receiving false compliments either. When someone gives me a compliment about something that I don't deserve, or I don't feel that I need, or that I haven't put into work, and I'm not very good at what I'm being complimented about. I really hate that. Obviously, if you feel good, if you did something good and you feel like you're good, you've done a good job, and you're actually good at something, and someone compliments you about it, that's fine. But it's just the whole thing about being truthful. Noe Word says, when it comes to RP, I'm glad it's a few of us. Cheat code, basically. Yeah, the red, it's a big advantage to be RP aware. It really is. I mean, because you see things as it is, so it gives you a huge you understand, the red pill just isn't about men and women either. It's like it's everything. It's everything in life. It's like you can. It's just there's a whole every subject, every topic that you can be there can be red pill theory on it. Um, you know, um, honestly, since coming to Japan, I've seen that like you know you really realize that you know people cultures and people are definitely we're not all the same. Like the West is obsessed with like we're all the same, we're all equal. Oh, we're all like we're all kumbaya. Let's all sit around the campfire and sing like campfire songs. It's like shut the fuck up. Like some cultures are very different, and you know, I think in Japan, you know, Japan is just a very a very good example of just a different culture, and it's just they're not the same people. Like they're different humans. Um, you can clearly see that in the way the society's laid out and everything here. It's like, oh, that's just because of education, and no, it's they're different. They come like we evolved in different parts of the world, so we obviously evolved slightly differently. You know, um, yeah, we're all human, but we vary. Like cultures vary. We're not all cultures are equal. All cultures are the same. No, actually, they're not. Yeah. What do you mean all cultures are the same? All cultures are equal. It's like when these idiots, these lefties are like, men and women are equal. Well, what do you mean equal? Like, how are you? It's like saying a basketball is equal to a pen. Like, what are you talking about? We're equal. Like you're saying two things that are different are equal. They're different. It's like saying this pen is equal to this notebook. How is it equal? It's different. Fucking idiots. It's like, these fucking lefties, man. Nice try, Governor says, well, yeah, that's where it comes from. Matrix. Take the red pill, learn truth, or pill and keep, or blue pill and keep living a lie. That's exactly it. Yeah. I haven't seen the Matrix. I might actually watch the Matrix tonight. I might actually watch it. It's actually I haven't actually seen it in a long time. Yeah, but it's just I got red pilled about cultures when I came to Japan. Nothing about it's just how different Ireland was to Japan. It's like Japanese people are not the same as Irish people. Like we're not the same. Like we're not physically and mentally. So like all this, oh, we're all equal. Let's all be, get the fuck out of here. We're not all like, go to Dublin and then come to Tokyo and tell us we're equal. Shut the fuck up. You know, very different places, different people, different places. But the West is just obsessed with like all this, like, oh, we're all equal. It's all the same. Actually, no. But yeah, it's that's what makes the world interesting. That we're not all the same. That's what actually makes the world an interesting place. Imagine the world was every country was the same and equal. It'd be shit. It'd be like, oh fuck, everything's the same. Travel halfway across the world is fucking same. Get the fuck out. Who wants that? Who the fuck wants that? And that's the other thing about multiculturalism. Who wants everywhere to be multicultural? Then it's not like then there's no difference. It's just like all a blend. It's not interesting. It's like you come to Tokyo, it's Japan, it's interesting, it's unique, it's you should go to Ireland, and it's like it should be like Irish, uniquely Irish, they have their own culture. It's like, oh no, let's all bring in multiculturalism. Like fucking and then things don't pan out and things aren't exactly equal in society, and it's like, oh, racism, racism, white supremacy. It's like, it just never ends, never will end. Gabriel E says the allegory of the cave is a great story. Indeed it is. Um, yeah, I remember learning about that a long time ago in school. But yeah, I mean, yeah, travel really opens you up, really opens your mind to how different cultures actually are, how different people actually are. When you travel around to actually places that are not, have not been westernized, you know, and it's just yeah, it is what it is. That should be celebrated. That places are different, cultures should try and remain, you know, countries and cultures should evolve naturally. I'm not saying there should be like zero immigration, and no, not like that, but the original population, should not be, uh, they shouldn't, the demographics of the population shouldn't be altered so much so that the native population gets displaced. Obviously, there's like, oh, people will complain, people will go on about, oh, what about America, and what about Canada, and what about, those were fucking different times. Like, they were warring, like, tribal, like, people were armies, it was just conquer, like, it was like the age of conquering. In the modern world, in the 21st century, we shouldn't be, like, let's just open up the borders, stop racism, like, allow everyone just to travel freely. And it's like, I'm all for like, exchange of cultures, but not so much that it will change the demographics of a country. If suddenly, like, hundreds of thousands of Irish people started coming to Japan, I'd be like, what the fuck? I didn't come here to get, like, like, I don't want to live amongst Irish people in Japan, like, to be honest. And you know, I like living in Japan because it's Japanese. And there always will be, like, somewhat some level of uh, you know, exchange between countries. But not like open borders. Oh, we're all equal. We're all the same. Like, like, um, you know, um, I don't know. Bit of ranting on. But I went from bro code to talking about different cultures. Know Your Word says France v England v Spain v Germany v Italy. It was the age of conquering, different times. Yeah, different times. I mean, we're living in different times. I mean, um, it would be a real tragedy if Japan opened up its borders and started, like, importing, like millions of foreigners. I think it would be a real fucking tragedy. I think it would be terrible. It would stop being Japan. Then it would become something different. Um, Japan is one of the safest, like, most peaceful places I've ever been, and, like, it just wouldn't be the case if like, you just started bringing in um a lot of foreign people, like millions. Um, but yeah, guys. Uh, Know Your Word says, gonna jump on the bike now and go to work. Peace out, brothers. Great show, Mac. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining. Catch you tomorrow night. But yeah, keep the bro code, guys. And the moral of today's episode is no cock blocking under any circumstances. Don't Yeah, well, not under any circumstances, but if you listen to the show, you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, she's not yours. It's just your turn. Don't get butt hurt. Don't get jealous. Improve yourself. If your friend is getting more pussy than you, ask your friend how he does it. Look at your friend. Observe what he does. You know, observe what's going on. Observe how he dresses. Observe, where's he sourcing his women. But don't try and interfere with his women. That's what I'd say. Just keep it 100. Keep it 100. Be respectful to your friends' plates, your friends' friend with benefits, your friends' girlfriends. If you don't like them, don't talk to them. Don't engage with them. You don't need to engage with them. You don't need to engage with anyone that you don't like. Goes for men and women. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining tonight's episode of Player Life. I will be back tomorrow night. Check out the links in the description. If you want to send a donation, hit me up on PayPal or join my premium content. And that community is growing there, where I post stuff that I cannot post on YouTube. That stuff is too spicy for YouTube. I will catch you guys tomorrow night. Peace out, guys. Bye bye.